Hey everyone, how's it going and welcome back to my channel. So it's officially con season, one of my favorite times of year besides spooky season. I love con season. It makes me so happy to see people enjoying their hobbies, socializing with their friends and cosplaying and hearing all these announcements and being so excited over trailers and everything. Con season makes me so happy. And once Anime Expo finishes, that's like the time I feel like con season really kicks off. Like after Anime Expo, then all the conventions happen. Like it's summertime, we're all enjoying the anime season, everyone's going outside enjoying their conventions, and it's just such a great time of year. It makes me happy, especially hearing all the cool licenses for manga and anime trailers. It's just such a fun time of year, and I really enjoy it, and I'm sure that there are many people who also feel the same way. That's why today I'm going to be sharing with you some survival tips for your first anime convention. I know that there are plenty of people subscribed to this channel who probably have been to anime conventions before, but I know that there are so many who have not gone to an anime convention. Maybe they're going to their first anime convention this year. Maybe they're planning to go in the future. I don't know, but I really want to help those of you out who don't really know what conventions are like or what to look out for. And actually, some of these tips might be even good for some of you that have been going to conventions for years. Like me, it's been many years since my first anime convention. And I've been in that spot before where I didn't know what to expect. I was nervous. I was scared. And now I have the time of my life. And so I want you all to have the times of your lives when you go to these anime conventions. I want you to enjoy yourself. And that's why we're going to be talking about my survival tips for the anime convention newbies, I guess you could say. Now, if you have been going to anime conventions for a while, this video might still have some tips that are helpful for you. But if you have some tips of your own and you want to contribute, feel free to comment below and share your tips. Help all of us. I love discussion. I love talking with all of you and sharing ideas, so feel free to comment below. And if you enjoyed this video and if it was helpful for any of you, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and share this video so my content gets out there. All right, so that would really mean a lot to me. But anyway, let's get started because there's a lot to talk about, because I have a lot of tips for you all, so let's get started. All right, so my first tip is actually very basic. I feel like some of my tips are basic, really things that should be obvious, but you'd be surprised. People forget the obvious sometimes, and that's why we're starting with the most absolutely obvious one there is, which is to pack your essentials. All right, pack your essentials. Everybody has different essentials, I guess you could say, but you should always have, everyone should have a wallet. Everyone should have money, cash. Everyone should have, if you have a debit or a credit card, if you don't have cash, have some method of payment. A lot of cons are taking more card only nowadays, so you might want to definitely bring a debit or credit card. Bring an ID with you. Bring your convention, your pass with you. Don't be that one person who forgets, you traveled all the way from another state and then you forgot your pass to get into the convention. Don't be that person. It's happened and it's sad, and sometimes they make you pay for another badge when you get there. So just FYI, don't forget your badge at home. Don't forget your wallet. Don't forget your ID. If those are essential things. Phone charger, very important. Also, maybe a form of entertainment, whether that be a book or your 3DS, your Nintendo Switch, or PS Vita, whatever you guys want to bring those things with you, because waiting on lines for a very long time gets boring, especially if you're by yourself. So you're going to want some kind of form of entertainment, basically. So feel free to bring those things with you, because you very well might need them. So yeah, those are things that I consider essential, and those are things that I usually bring with me, as well as snacks and water. So I bring snacks, little snacks like granola bars, things like that. If you're like me and you need energy constantly, honestly, those bars are perfect just to give you that energy boost. And plus, when you go to conventions, most of the time their snacks are very overpriced, and you don't want to spend all your money on food and snacks. So, unless that's what you want to spend it on, then by all means go do that. But most of the time we don't want to. So bring snacks from home, bring a lunch or dinner from home. I don't know. Bring your own water bottle that you can refill. A lot of convention centers have places where you can refill your water bottles. So you don't even have to bring one that's full. Just bring your empty water bottle and fill it up there. So those are things that I consider essential. You might need to bring a bag, like for example, like a backpack or something. This is my fancy backpack. I haven't brought this one in a long time, but you might need a backpack, you might not, but bring a bag. Don't be afraid to bring your own essentials in your own bag. Not a bad thing at all. Very helpful and saves you money. So there's that. My second tip for you is poster care. Care for your posters. A lot of anime conventions and just cons in general, they give away free things. A lot of times those free things are posters. And maybe if you go to like artist alleys or anything, or a booth in the merch hall, and you might see a poster, you're gonna be like, hey, I want this poster, but then you have nowhere to put it. That has been my problem for many, 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 many years. It was so frustrating until I bought my own poster tube. All right? Bring your own poster tube for posters. They're just round like canisters, and you can roll up your posters and put them in there. A lot of times you're going to pick up free posters from various booths. Don't get them squashed. Don't let them get squashed and like all bent and but get a poster tube, put them in your poster tube. They're very, very helpful to have. I wish I knew that when I first went to conventions. I just recently started doing that maybe 3-4 years ago, and it was the best thing ever. Bring your poster tube with you. If you get prints from an artist alley, like you paid for those prints, you paid for those posters. Don't just let them get crushed and bent. Put them in a poster tube. Trust me, they are lifesavers. I absolutely love my poster tube. I have 3 of them actually, 3 different size poster tubes. So, I bring them with me to the convention, and I don't have to worry about my posters, any of them, free or paid, getting bent or damaged. It's the best thing that has ever happened when it comes me in conventions, that poster tube. Thank you. I love it. So definitely get one if you haven't already and you want to get posters. Number 3, this is another obvious one, but it's somewhat like not obvious either, but it's the hygiene thing. So, I understand things happen. We forget to put deodorant. Maybe we didn't put enough deodorant. But a lot of times conventions can get smelly because it gets really hot. The hallways are crowded and there's a lot of people there. We get hot and stinky. So just remember, put extra deodorant, bring your deodorant with you, pack it in your bag, take it with you, whatever. Take a shower before you go to the convention. Make sure that you have proper hygiene. You do not want to bathe in the smells of the convention center. You do not want that. Trust me, you do not. And also make sure to wash your hands regularly. We have so many people going to conventions. Everyone's touching the escalator. Everyone's touching this. Everyone's touching that. If you're playing demos on, a system or whatever, everyone's touching the controllers. And that's how you get the con flu. All right. You don't want to get the con flu. I had con flu before. It is horrible. Do not contribute to con flu. Wash your hands, and make sure you freshen up if you have to, okay? That's my advice for hygiene. You do not want to get con flu. Wash hands, put your deodorant. Nobody wants to smell you, so just heads up. Something very obvious, but people forget. It happens, I understand. My 4th tip is something that I recently started utilizing more often these past couple of years, and that's to find a quiet space. All right. Every convention has one, at least every major convention. I don't know about smaller conventions, but every major convention has a quiet space. So they might call it quiet room. Maybe it's a manga library, some kind of every major convention has one of these rooms. And basically it's just a room where everyone is quiet. It's great for people who have a lot of sensory overload, a lot of people who have maybe social anxiety and just need to get away. There's, too many crowds. These rooms are great. There are places where you could charge your phone. You could take a nap if you want to. I mean, it's just be in silence and be in peace. Every convention has one of these places, and just find it. It might be in the convention program. They might tell you like the layout of the convention. Always know where this room is, because if there's an emergency, you're not feeling well, you need some space, you need to sleep, you need to charge your phone, that quiet room is where you're going to want to go. Like, honestly. And I've gone there not because I'm overwhelmed, just because I want to take a nap. Like, honestly, I've gone to these rooms to sleep. So, like, just find these rooms at your convention, because you never know when you're going to need them. Even a manga library, usually they're very quiet, and while there's still things going on in there, at least it's more quiet than all the commotion of the show floor and the hallways and the panels and the screenings and everything. It's just a place where you can kind of unwind. And I've been utilizing, like I said, utilizing these rooms more often these past couple of years, just because sometimes I need, like I said, take a nap, charge my phone. These rooms come in a lot of, like, they're really handy, and definitely know where these rooms are if you're going to a convention and that you're easily stimulated, or you get tired easily, you need a place to sit down. These are the rooms you're going to want to know about. My next tip is to get to things early, okay? So conventions have a lot of people. Big panels, big screenings, popular things are going to have long lines. You cannot show up a half an hour before the doors open and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get in. No, people have been lining up for an hour in advance, 2 hours in advance, maybe 3 hours if something is extremely popular. And so if you're planning to go to something that has a big fan base, like, honestly, show up there, as early as you possibly can. I know it's not fun to wait online, but that's why I said pack your form of entertainment. That's an essential, Honestly, like, it's happened to me. It's happened to many people. You don't want to get locked out. You don't want to get, turned away from a panel or a concert or anything because it's full after you've waited so long, or maybe you didn't wait enough. Like, oh, I showed up a half an hour and, people were going in, but then they told me that there were no more seats. Yeah, trust me, that feeling is horrible. It is horrible. So show up early, especially if there's something that you really, really want to attend. I remember Hajime Isayama, from Attack on Titan. That line, even though there were reserves and I had a reservation, I got in at the very end, almost at the very end of that panel, because there were just so many people and they weren't really regulating it that well. Sorry, I don't really want to see, but it's just very frustrating when you go on a line that's spiraling and then you don't get into the room or the panel because you didn't show up early enough. It happens to people. It's going to continue to happen. So if there's something that you really, really, really want to do, you've got to show up there early. I always show up a minimum 2 hours early if I can. An hour to 2 hours earlier is my recommendation. Don't underestimate the anime community. We will show up. And when we show up, there's a lot of us. So don't underestimate the crowds. Get there early if there's something that that a lot of people want to see. Like, trust me, be there early. My next tip is to basically beware of scammers. It's so hard, especially as a first-time anime convention goer, to spot out deals and what are clearly not deals. And so I'm going to try to sum it up for you as best as I can, I guess you could say. A lot of times, there are a lot of booths at anime conventions. There are booths that are official and there are booths that just sell things, merchandise, anime merch. And sometimes the merch that they sell are not official. They will sell things that are, that look good and maybe kind of look legit, but they're not official. And so a lot of times people may buy things that aren't officially licensed, and sometimes people are a-okay with that. They're like, this looks cool, I like the way it looks, I like it, I want this. That's okay if you're one of, if you're someone who likes to do that, that's absolutely okay to like the stuff that these booths sell. I'm not saying like don't buy from these booths. I'm just letting you know, like, hey, a lot of these booths sell things that are not official. And if you're going to be paying $30 for a keychain that's not official, you might as well buy the official thing. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people are not aware of. Sometimes you can get the official things at the official booths for cheaper. Sometimes you can get things like the official product from Japan for cheaper. You could go online and get the item for cheaper. So why are you going to pay double or triple at a convention? A lot of times that's what certain booths do to keychains. They'll do it to anime figures, especially prize figures that you could get from Japan for $20. They will charge $40, $50, $60 for a prize figure. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, just don't. Not worth it. It's not worth it. But, if this is your first time going to a convention, you're not going to know. And sometimes, even if you've gone to several conventions, you still might not be able to distinguish what is a good deal and what is like a scam. You don't want people to charge you double or triple for something that you can get online for less. Or you can go to the official booth and get the official thing for less. So keep your eye out and really think about these deals, especially if you're going all 3 days or if you're going Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, those booths that are selling those unofficial products, they will bring their prices down. That's when you buy from those booths, when they start dropping those prices. I've bought things that are unofficial before, so I've been there, I've done that, and I know why people continue to buy from these things. They have a lot of cool different things, an array of things maybe you don't find at the official booths, especially if they're of shows, of anime that are not currently in. Sometimes you'll find that in a smaller booth. In that aspect, I understand. But at the same time, don't let them take your money. Get the best deal that you can. Look at every booth, compare prices, go online, compare prices. See if you could get it from Crunchyroll or AmiAmi or something. Try looking at those places before you purchase at the convention, because sometimes they charge arm and leg for something that's not official or something that is official, but they're just like charging you 3 times the price that they normally would. So just keep an eye on that. I want you to get a good deal, not a bad deal, and that's why I'm telling you all of this. But one of my final tips is to always check the program guide. A lot of times, sometimes people go to conventions and they don't look at the program guide, so they don't know what's going on in the convention. Maybe they're going to show one of an anime that you've been anticipating and you want to go to a screening, or maybe you want to check out a panel about some kind of manga license or something. I like going to those. So maybe you want to do something like that, or maybe one of your favorite voice actors is there at the convention. They're doing autographs. Maybe a producer of an anime studio is there doing autographs. Check your program guide, because honestly, there might be something that you didn't know was going to be there, and it's there at the convention. So check these things. They give it at the con for free, and it tells you what they're going to have at the convention. You might be able to meet your favorite voice actor, get their autograph. You might be able to see a sneak preview of this really hot anime coming out. There's so many things to do at a convention, and so many of us forget or we don't know because we don't look at the guide. So definitely utilize that. And I guess my last tip for you all is really, really basic and straightforward, but it's basically to just have fun. Go to a convention and just have a great time. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry, unless you forget your pass at home, then you should be worrying. But, otherwise, just have a great time. Socialize. Everyone likes anime just like you do. That's why we're at the convention. Talk to people, make new friends, enjoy things. Just have a great time. Trust me, I've been going to conventions for years and I have never gone to a bad one. I gotta admit, I have a great time every single time. It's just fun all around. So if this is your first anime convention, I hope that you have a great time. Enjoy yourself and take pictures. Take a lot of pictures. Always glad, you know, to see people just having fun and just enjoying themselves at these conventions. So take pictures, make memories, make new friends, and just enjoy yourself. And that's my last and final tip for this video. I hope that this video helped some of you who are anxious to go to their first anime convention. I hope that this video helped you, you know, with my various tips on how to survive your first anime convention. Some of these things, like I mentioned before, are things that people who have been going to cons might not have known either. So I hope that this video just helped a lot of you. And if you enjoyed it, like I said before, make sure to give it a thumbs up and or subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends, especially if you're new to the convention scene. Share this video with your friends. Get my content out there. We're gonna make more videos for the summer. I am so excited for the summer. I know I've been kind of quiet, but we're back. All right, so really excited for the summer, and I hope you all are too. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.